Unveiling the latest automotive innovations. Hydrogen revolution. Toyota's innovative air cleaning engine. Ford's latest efficiency breakthrough. And Japanese joint ventures that are going to keep combustion engines alive. At a time when it becomes clear that battery electric vehicles are not the only way to fight carbon emissions, it seems like automakers are coming up with more innovative technologies and design solutions than ever. This is the era of cutting-edge automotive innovation. So in this video, we're going to walk you through some of the game-changing technologies that various automakers present to improve the performance of their sports cars, reduce carbon emissions, or finally impose a proper alternative to battery electric vehicles. Buckle up, we are starting right now! Porsche's new electrically assisted turbocharger, the refreshed version of the current generation 911, is certainly among the most interesting premieres we've seen lately. While the German automaker entered the world of electrification long ago, its most iconic model has been preserved from these kind of trends in the automotive industry. Until now. The time has come and the 911 finally got its electrified version, the GTS Hybrid. But what drew more attention than the actual setup was the new turbocharging technology that Porsche presented, along with the new 3.6-litre Boxer engine. Namely, instead of the pre-facelift version, which used twin turbochargers to minimise turbo lag, the GTS 992.2 uses just one bigger turbocharger. Instead of 2.2 inches in diameter on the compressor's side, and 1.9 inches on the exhaust side, the new turbo is good for about 3.3 and 1.3 inches respectively, allowing significantly more air to move. Consequently, the max boost is now at an impressive 26.1 psi, which is a monumental difference compared to the previous units. Normally, a larger turbo would bring larger turbo lag, but that's not the case this time, because the new blower is electronically assisted and comes coupled with a 27 horsepower electric motor. This small electric unit is slotted between the compressor and the exhaust. Thanks to an innovative design, which includes a roller bearing on each end of the motor, the turbo lag is actually significantly smaller compared to the previous twin-turbo setup. At 2000 RPM, the old model needed 3 seconds to get a full boost. With the new one, thanks to the electric motor, all that happens in less than 1 second, despite the much higher boost. Finally, let's not forget to mention that there is no wastegate on the unit, so at higher RPM, the motor acts as a generator and produces an additional 15 horsepower, with the produced electricity going back to the battery. Altogether, the new Boxer engine, new turbo, and a 54 horsepower electric motor provide a total output of 533 horsepower and 610 Nm of torque, which was enough for the GTS to finally enter the sub-3 second club, considering that the new version is 0.3 seconds quicker and now needs 2.9 seconds to hit 60 miles per hour. Toyota's engine that cleans the air. Toyota has never hidden its skepticism towards full electrification and always insisted on a multifaceted approach towards green emissions. And, in order to keep internal combustion engines alive, it's ready to completely turn things upside down. This means that the ICE units of the future won't just be carbon neutral, they'll be able to clean the air. The Japanese automaker has always been famous for innovative technological solutions, and this time it's installed a new piece of technology in the GR Corolla race car. The new technology includes a new filter that works in the way that it catches CO2 and releases it into a liquid by using the engine heat, meaning that it doesn't require any sort of additional energy. In theory, this is a fantastic thing, but in practice, this technology is still in the early stages. The aforementioned race car wasn't able to collect enough carbon to compensate for its own emissions. It managed to filter around 20 grams of CO2 after 20 laps. To give you a clearer picture, an average petrol-powered car emits nearly 9 kilograms of carbon per just 1 gallon of fuel. In other words, many years will pass until we see this technology working in practice. But in any case, it represents yet another proof that roads to reduce emissions are numerous and that battery electric vehicles are just one of the many options. Toyota believes in diversity that includes not just advanced, carbon-friendly engines, but a variety of power sources, including hydrogen fuel cells, ICE units that burn hydrogen or ethanol, or even liquid ammonia. Finally, Toyota is currently enjoying the fruitage of its 3-decade-long work on hybrid technology, which has become one of the biggest moneymakers and contributed significantly to the company's record-high profit in the last fiscal year, which went way over $35 billion. Ford's way to keep internal combustion alive. Although Ford is one of the biggest investors in EV technology among legacy automakers, it's perfectly aware that internal combustion engines still haven't said their final word. We are still years, if not decades away from the ever-prolonging ban of these engines. And, with constant revisions of related legislation in mind, Ford has just patented a new technology that reduces fuel consumption and, therefore, reduces emissions in the case of petrol engines. The new patent is based on the so-called PCV valve, which isn't a new thing in the automotive industry. During the combustion process, a certain amount of emissions needs to get into the crankcase, and then this valve pushes them back to the chamber for another round of combustion. In that way, not only the performance gets improved, but emissions get reduced as well. Ford's vision is to make internal combustion engines more efficient in this way, but it still needs to deal with a couple of challenges. One of them is to catch enough of these emissions and get them back to the intake. It's a matter of efficiency, as engineers still need to minimize energy waste. Furthermore, as you may presume, this patent also adds complexity to the whole engine system and increases production costs. So it's still early to say when this technology could potentially find its place in serial production models. We presume we are still years away from that point. Hydrogen energy in all forms. The number of those who see hydrogen as the fuel of the future isn't small, but it's still unclear what kind of usage of the lightest chemical element is going to prevail. Toyota, Honda, and many other car makers developed hydrogen fuel cell vehicles long ago and even launched a couple of serial production models. Meanwhile, Toyota also introduced an internal combustion engine that burns hydrogen 3 years ago. That engine is currently in the testing phase, participating in various challenging endurance races across Japan. But the Japanese aren't the only ones that work with this technology. A British company called Viratech Powertrain just came up with a pretty innovative engine design that integrates fuel cells and internal combustion into a single unit. According to the officials, the new system will allow automakers, especially those that produce commercial vehicles, to cut production costs significantly without any compromises performance-wise. Codenamed VPT-60N, the new system consists of an internal combustion engine that produces 82 horsepower and acts as a power generator that feeds a 16 kilowatt-hour battery that stores energy for the electric motor, which is good for quite a respectable 272 horsepower. Finally, there is a quite compact hydrogen tank, which is good for a little bit over 5 kilograms, indicating that not much cargo or passenger space would be compromised, especially if we compare it with electric vehicles and their massive batteries. According to the manufacturers, the total range is around 500 miles, which makes it an excellent extended range alternative to battery electric vehicles, which still struggle to provide a decent blend of range and affordability. Toyota, Mazda, and Subaru developing new internal combustion engines. These days, when most of the novelties are in terms of new battery and EV technologies, the 3 Japanese automakers decided to join forces to fight against this EV madness. With every new day, it becomes clearer that fast and seamless electrification is not going to happen. With EPA's latest proposal, it's clear that petrol engines will stay with us for many more years. In such a set of circumstances, it's clear that soon enough, automakers will have to introduce the next generations of these units, more efficient and greener. Toyota, Mazda, and Subaru already joined forces and started working together. The idea is to speed up the process and cut expenses, of course. But probably the most important thing we've heard is that the three companies won't work on a common engine. Instead, each company will use the gained knowledge to develop its own recognizable engine design. The key goal of this cooperation is better integration of batteries, electric drive units, and other electric components with internal combustion engines. Therefore, Mazda will continue to work on a rotary engine. Moreover, the company already introduced variants with single and twin rotors, and from what we can hear and see, the new engine is primarily planned to work as a power generator for hybrid vehicles. And even though Mazda didn't say anything about variants with mechanical connection to the wheels, brand enthusiasts already started speculating about the highly anticipated RX sports car comeback. Toyota presented a couple of new engines as well. 2 units with 1.5 and 2 litres have been shown to the crowd, and we may presume they will be used for the next generation hybrid systems. For now, Toyota only stated that the new engines are about to bring massive improvements in terms of thermal efficiency and performance. As for Subaru, all those die-hard fans of boxer engines will continue to enjoy the benefits of this specific engine design. The company presented a new system of hybrid technology in the camouflaged Crosstrek, so we may presume that this small crossover is going to be one of the first models to adopt the new technology. And, according to insiders, this is going to happen sooner than you would probably expect. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.